Hi, I hope you're doing well today. In today's lecture, we're going to go through what a stock is, what a candlestick is, and an introduction to QuantConnect, where we'll be running our very first backtest. Important note, we won't be learning on QuantConnect for most of the first section of this course. The reason why we're doing an introduction to QuantConnect today is because you'll be given trading bots periodically in the first section of the course to show you why what we're learning is relevant to coding trading bots, and a QuantConnect account is needed to run them. Feel free to play around with them as you progress, and I hope that they'll keep you engaged. Let's start with what a stock is. A stock, also known as equity, represents fractional ownership in a company. Essentially, it's an asset that can be bought and sold. There are generally two ways to make money from stocks: dividends and price changes. The goal of trading bots is to make money from price changes. There are two ways to profit from price changes: long and short. To go long a stock means buying and holding onto it, hoping that its price goes up. You profit if the price that you sell it at is greater than the price that you bought it at. To short a stock means borrowing a stock that you don't own and selling it in the open market, hoping that its price goes down so you can buy it back at a lower price. The reason why you need to buy it back is because the stock needs to be returned to the person or entity that you borrowed from. Essentially, when you short, you make profit if the price that you buy it back at is lower than the price that you originally sold it at. Moving on, let's talk about what a candlestick is. A candlestick chart looks something like this. The red and green bars that make up this chart are individual candlesticks. A candlestick displays the open, high, low, close volume of a specific time period. A green candlestick is where its close is greater than its open, and a red candlestick is when its close is below its open. Important notes, the only difference between them is their open and close are on opposite sides. For example, in this visual here, we can see that the high and low of the red and green candlesticks are in the same place, but their open and close are opposite. The parts highlighted in purple are known as the wicks of candlesticks, and the parts highlighted in blue are known as their body. To determine the open and close of a candlestick, we always look at its body. On the other hand, to determine their high and low, we always look at their wicks. The open of a candlestick tells us the price of the first trade of the stock within the time period covered by the candlestick. The high tells us the highest, the low the lowest, the close the last traded price within that time period, and the volume the total number of shares traded within that time period. The time frame of a candlestick represents the duration of time that it covers. For example, if we're looking at a 15-minute candlestick that starts at 10:15 and ends at 10:30, its open tells us the first traded price between those times. Its high tells us the highest traded price, its low the lowest, and its close the last traded price. The volume of a candlestick cannot be seen on the stick itself. It's typically displayed in a subchart. For example, we are looking at the 15-minute candlesticks of NVIDIA. I'm going to open up my snipping tool and take a screenshot of the chart. The subchart that I'm highlighting right now at the bottom, these are the volume values of the candlesticks seen above. Since our trading bots cannot physically see candlesticks, we'll need to use code to determine whether a candlestick is red or green. Here's how it's done. We check the close of a candlestick and see if it's greater than the candlestick's open. If it is, then we know it's a green candlestick. And if its close is lower than its open, then we know it's a red candlestick. I'm going to show you how that's done in example 1. This is also where I'll be introducing you to QuantConnect. If you haven't created a QuantConnect account, please pause the lecture and do so now. Please also download example 1 from the resources of today's lecture. Once you log into your QuantConnect account, you should be on the home page and see something like this. Let's set up your account. At the top right hand corner where your name is, click on it and click on My Account. In this page, we are going to scroll down to Account Settings. What is your preferred language? Make sure that you choose Python. Below it, you can choose your color theme. If you have a new QuantConnect account, you are probably on the light theme. I have mine on the dark theme. Please choose one that fits you best. At the top left-hand corner, click on this home icon, and you should be back on your home page. You're going to be given a lot of trading bot examples that only run on QuantConnect. I recommend that you create a new project for every new example. To create a new project, in the projects page, under Start, click on Code from Template. After that, click on Use Default Template. Once you do, a new project is going to load up. It's going to take a while for it to be fully loaded. Once it's fully loaded, you should see something like this. Every new project is given a random name. So the first thing that we should do when we create one is to rename it. And I recommend that you rename it appropriately so that you know what the project is about. The name of the project can be found at the top left-hand corner. To rename it, click on this pencil icon. Since this is example 1 from day 2's lecture, I'm going to rename it Day 2 Example 1 and click on Save Changes. At the moment, our screen looks cluttered. Let's remove some of these unnecessary panels. To remove the panel on the right, click on this Assistance button. And to remove the panel on the left, click on this arrow icon at the bottom left-hand corner. Every new project comes with this default code. We're not going to use any of it, so let's delete it. To run example 1, I'm going to open up the file that it's in, copy everything in here, and paste it right here in the middle. Before we run a backtest, let me first explain what this trading bot does. It runs a backtest from the 1st of January 2021 till the day that the backtest is executed. For every day throughout the backtest duration, it checks if it's invested in NVIDIA. If it's not invested, it checks if there's been 3 consecutive daily red candlesticks. If so, it buys NVIDIA with all of its cash available. If not, it does nothing. If, on the other hand, it is invested in NVIDIA, it's going to check for a 10% take profit. If the 10% take profit is there, it's going to sell all of its NVIDIA holdings. If not, it's going to do nothing. Back in the code, let me show you where it checks for the 3 consecutive daily red candlesticks. Over here in line 24 is where the trading bot stores the close minus open of each daily candlestick that it receives. And if we scroll further down, from lines 33 to 41 is where it checks if the close minus open of the past 3 daily candlesticks that it stored is less than 0. The reason why it checks if close minus open is less than 0 is because a red candlestick happens when its close is less than its open. Mathematically, it can be expressed as close minus open is less than 0. Before I continue, let me just highlight that it's okay if you don't understand any of this code. You're not supposed to at this stage. This example is just part of the introduction to QuantConnect, and you will eventually understand everything here once you complete the course. To run a backtest, at the top right-hand corner, click on this play button. Once you do, a backtest page is going to pop up, and it's going to tell you that it's requesting backtest. It's about to launch. All right, it launched and it's done. That was pretty quick. To tell whether a backtest is complete, at the top right-hand corner, click on this icon that looks like a sandwich. And the backtest results page will pop up. Every backtest that we run is given a dedicated backtest page, and every backtest page is given a random name. For example, the name of the backtest page of the backtest that we just ran is Muscular Green Dinosaur. Muscular Green Dinosaur can be found here in the backtest results page, and if we look at its status, we'll see that it's completed. Let's go back to the backtest page. Every backtest page gives us a lot of statistics regarding the backtest that we ran. In my opinion, the most important ones are return, average win, average loss, and win rate. Return tells us, in percentage terms, how much profit or loss was made throughout the duration of the backtest. Average win tells us, on average, how much profit was made from winning trades. And average loss, on average, how much loss was made from losing trades. Win rate tells us the percentage of our trades that were profitable. These four statistics are important because, together, they tell us how profitable our trading bot is. Let me show you where to find them. Return can be found at the very top of the backtest page. The next three statistics can be found if we scroll down the page. In this panel over here, we can see that we are on the Overview tab, and average win is over here, average loss is over here, and win rate is over here. Back to the top of the backtest page, we can see that the trading bot made over 1,000% return from the 1st of January 2021 till yesterday, the 17th of March 2026. Scrolling back down, we can see that its average win was 12.88%, average loss was 0%, and win rate was 100%. There are three other important parts of a backtest page that you should know about. They are the strategy equity chart, the orders tab, and the logs tab. The strategy equity chart shows us the performance of the trading bot's portfolio throughout the duration of the backtest. It's important because it visualizes the points in time where the trading bot made the most profit and loss. It can be found at the very top of the backtest page. If we hover our mouse over it, we can see that the trading bot made the most profits from the 1st of October 2022 onwards. Its outstanding performance from that date coincides with the release of ChatGPT. Since ChatGPT requires the most advanced computer chips, and NVIDIA is a major player in that field, it stood to gain the most. The Orders tab shows us all orders submitted by the trading bot throughout the backtest. It allows us to check whether the trading bot is submitting the right trades. To find the Orders tab, we'll need to scroll down the page. In this panel over here, click on Orders. Let's check if the first two entries were submitted correctly. If we look at the type column, we can see that there are two types of orders: buy market on open and sell market on open. Buy market on open orders are entry orders because we are buying, and sell market on open are exit orders. The first entry was on January 26, 2021. Here I have the daily candlestick chart of NVIDIA pulled up. Remember that an entry is supposed to be made when there are 3 consecutive red daily candlesticks, and that the backtest starts on the 1st of January 2021. The blue vertical line in the middle shows us the first trading day of 2021. Let's find the first instance where there are 3 consecutive red candlesticks from the blue line onwards. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so that we can see the candlesticks more clearly. And I'm going to move my cursor to the right to find the 3 consecutive red candlesticks. And here they are. The first red candlestick is this one. The second is this one. And the third one is this. The third one happened on the 26th of January, which coincides with our first entry order. So this order was correct. Now let's check the next entry to see if it's correct. The next buy market on open order happened on the 1st of March 2021. Remember that the trading bot will not buy NVIDIA again if it is already invested in NVIDIA. So to check if this entry is correct, we need to look for 3 consecutive red candlesticks from the last time that it sold NVIDIA, which was the 10th of February 2021. Back on the charts, the 10th of February is right here. I'm going to draw another blue line. Starting here, let's look for 3 consecutive red candlesticks. And here they are. 1, 2, 3. The last one was on the 1st of March, which is the same date as this entry. So this entry was correct. The Logs tab displays all messages generated by the trading bot. If an error happens, we'll need to read those messages to fix the code of the trading bot. Similar to the Orders tab, the Logs tab can be found in this panel. It is right here. These were the messages generated by the trading bot throughout the backtest. I'm going to remove this highlight, and as you can see, all of these messages are in green. An error message will be in red. Since there are no red messages here, there were no errors in the backtest. Before we end today's lecture, let's look at what we learned today. We learned that we can long or short stocks to profit from price changes. And candlesticks display the open, high, low, close, and volume of a specific time period. If a candlestick's close is above its open, it's a green candlestick. If its close is below its open, it's a red candlestick. We also learned that the return, average win, average loss, and win rates of a backtest page tells us how profitable a trading bot is. We can check the strategy equity chart of said backtest page to see where the trading bot made the most profit and loss. We can check the orders tab to see if the right trades were submitted, and the logs tab to find error messages if an error happens. In tomorrow's lecture, we're going to do an introduction to Python Tutor, and we're going to go through some basic Python object types. And that's it. I hope you have a great day ahead, and I'll see you tomorrow.